Alright, so this won't exactly be the most advanced tutorial, but I'm going to try and do a live playthrough of it and just kind of talk to you about my thought process of when I approach these vertical strikes. So there are two types of vertical moves, and I assume you want to know the vertical trad and the vertical correctional. So the vertical traditional cut comes in two forms. You could either hook the ground, come slamming down just like that and slash a titan on your way down, or you could hook a tree branch and circle around the tree like this and hit something like that. And then the vertical correctional cut is a little bit different. So it's kind of like the vertical trad, but you know, like the regular traditional cut. The difference with this one is that you reel into the ground, and then on the way down you slash a titan like that. So now what I usually like to do is instead hook the front of the titan, like the front, and then go behind it, and then it won't be 90 degrees, it'll be more like 85 or 95, so that you have an angle to go around the back of the titan's head and then slash it. So let me show you another example. See, like that was perfect. So the place where you land is related to where you hook and how high are you up. We're going to do this from kind of the same distance to the ground. Alright? So, hook behind me, slam down a few meters. Hook in front of me, slam down a few meters ahead of that. Hook way in front of me, then I'm going to land, you know, really far over there. So now you got to think about where your titan is, alright? So let's say that titan is really far over there. We would hook really far over there and then go for the kill. I hit the eyes there, but we were close. Like, even if I hook like right behind me, I would go like way over. Like, I would really overshot it. So we would go up, hook the ground, and then gas. And then it would be more of a straight line right down. That's the feature of the auto reel. Like, it's not so much of an art. Alright, so we're gonna hook, gas it, boom, there you go. That was like, I would consider that a vertical traditional cut just because of the way it's done and stuff. Like, it's very similar. Sometimes I like it's very similar, so I would just say it's a traditional cut. But basically, that's what you do if the titan is like right in front of you, and there is no way you're gonna hit that traditional cut, that vertical traditional cut, on the way down like an arc like this, because that is just too far ahead of you, and you're definitely gonna overshot it. You would just hook the ground right below you, and then gas. Like, you wouldn't be using it like you wouldn't use gas at first, but then you would use gas, because then that would just bring you straight down. All right, now comes the part with the arc. Alright, so the way I just did that was, I saw the titan. Alright, I figured he was alright. It was a little bit ahead of me. Alright, so I hooked like right below me, and then I just swung at him. Alright, so now is like where you hook. Alright, and the place where you hook is, like I said, you gotta have it centered with the titan. In a way, you gotta have like your line, like for the vertical correctional cut, you have to have the line centered with the titan. And what I really mean by centered is, I mean like this, like I feel like this is a really fucking confusing tutorial, but by centered I mean like the titan is right here. There's my hook. All right, it's not like directly pointing towards the titan's nape, but it's in the direction of the center of the titan. That's where you want your hook to be, because that's where you're gonna, you know, you're gonna land beyond that. And so you want the point beyond that to be on the titan's nape. Okay, so the way I did that. Alright, so my iPad ran out of memory, so it couldn't record anymore. So after this point, you're not going to see any video of my my hands. We're just going to keep it rolling though. This is a pretty weird one to judge. Alright. If you want to know the truth, it comes with the exact same rules as the regular traditional cut, but the only difference is that it's harder, in my honest opinion. And that is mainly because when you're doing this in the forest like this, then you're going to go up and there's a possibility you're going to hit a branch like that, and you're going to hit a tree, and then it's just going to fuck you up, you know? So why don't we just do the traditional cut first, huh? Okay, so there you go, that's the traditional cut. The way I like to judge a traditional cut is sometimes what I do is I see a Titan and then I'm like on the other side of the tree, and then I look at like the distance that the Titan is to the tree, and so I hook the tree when I'm at the same distance, and then I swing around and kill him. Because then we'll both be the same distance from the tree. And so that's like a mini thing on how to do the traditional cut. But we're here for the vertical traditional cut because that's too simple for us. We want it complicated. So what the fuck are we gonna do here? Alright, Joe, let me tell you what we're about to do. Okay, so similar to the traditional cut, the rule of thumb here is that if a Titan's nape is close to a tree branch, such as the taller ones, like this one I'm looking at right now, then what you do is you make your hook that same distance. So if the Titan's nape is close to the tree branch, then you make your hook closer to the tree branch. And if there's a smaller Titan whose nape is farther away from the tree branches, then what you do is you hook away farther from the tree branch and make yourself like the same distance that from the tree branch like the Titan is from the tree branch. So it's all about being centered with the Titan. The thing about Titans though is that they naturally like center with you and stuff because they walk towards you, right? So you could probably swing around one for forever and then they'll eventually get in your path. But honestly, if you do that, I don't know, I don't find it that sick. Let's say the Titan is on your right side, then you go to the right a little bit, and then you hook a tree, and then you'll be centered with it because you have gone to the right. And then, like I said, he'll just naturally center with you. And then he'll just line up perfectly, and you'll be able to do it just like that. And the thing about the wires is that they extend automatically. So even if you like come up a little bit short, like let's say like this, then just naturally over time, it'll just do this. And like I said, you know, doing this for a long time, it's not ideal because then eventually it's just going to crash like that, especially with going vertical. I mean, horizontally it's one thing, but vertically it's just, you can't do more than like a few spins before crashing into something. So if this tutorial didn't make any fucking sense at all to you, dude, then I am so sorry. Ask me questions away in the comments or something, and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. It's really not that complicated when you get it down, but just speaking it is really like complicated, trying to explain it to someone.